think that is all locked up. And welcome to one of the best kept secrets in Niagara Falls, a place where you can park for free. And hello there, it is Wednesday, June 5th. 5:23 p.m. is the time and the temperature is around 27 degrees Celsius, and I am here in Niagara Falls on the Canadian side, of course. There's the popular Portage Bakery. And I'm up here visiting family. And it's been a while since I've gone for a walk through Niagara Falls. And this here is Ferry Street. And we're gonna head down to the tourist area through Clifton Hill and then walk down towards the falls themselves. And just north of here, Ferry Street becomes Lundy's Lane. And there's a historic battlefield on Lundy's Lane. And I'm not sure how busy it'll be. And there's the possibility of thunderstorms in the forecast. Bridge to USA downtown. Make a left straight to Clifton Hill and Casino Niagara. And you could make a right to Fallsview Casino, the convention center, and Marineland, a large amusement park, one which I don't believe is operating at the moment. There's a lot of these old school hotels in the area, the King's Inn. And there's a Dairy Queen. The sign says businesses open as usual, but the street sure looks dug up. We'll cross when there's a signal, I guess. I was last here in the winter time. I tried to do a driving live stream and the connection wasn't so good in this area. And before that, I was here last fall and I did a video of one of the indoor water parks, and I should have stayed on that side I would have caught the walk sign.
But then Louis had a dream. Yeah, Louis had a dream. Yeah.
Well, hopefully they get this cleaned up before peak tour season hits. It's funny, that sign says retro on it. I was just about to comment how this part of Niagara Falls feels like it's stuck in a bit of a time warp. When I could have parked here for $5, parking all day. And just up ahead, the street bends to the left. And I think Ferry Street becomes Victoria Avenue. I was doing a little off-roading. Club 7 nightclub. Not a lot of cars at the Cadillac. Bring your Jeep if you want to drive this way. I don't know if we're going to go all the way to the Horseshoe Falls or if I'll just finish in front of the American Falls. There's Chuck's Roadhouse Bar and Grill. Hotels around here can be quite pricey. I think that's how a lot of these small motels hang around. And another thing is the hotels aren't that great. Even the higher end hotels don't offer the same level of service that the same brands will give you in major cities. Hooters on Sundays. Kids eat for free. I imagine on weekends this would be a lot more lively. Get your overpriced food at Denny's. In fact, a lot of the food in this area would fall into that description. Howard Johnson. Those are the kind of pants you see everywhere in Thailand. Well, things are picking a little, or up a little bit as we get into the more touristy area. I didn't see the big wheel moving. It's possible that's not operating yet, maybe just on weekends. I think this is where Action Kid ate. We're going back to Toronto, and he was hungry and popped in for some dinner there. Well, the go-karts are running. And when I was at Little Canada in downtown Toronto, they had a mini replica of this as part of their Niagara Falls display. It's kind of neat. I think the Ferris wheel is moving. Everything seems to be open. It's a big wood oven pizzeria. And Clifton Hill coming up has a bit of a midway vibe to it. There's the zombie attack ride. Louis Tussauds Waxworks straight ahead. I don't believe that's related to the more famous Madame Tussauds. But welcome to Clifton Hill. It's definitely better when the crowds are light. It's a bit of a dead zone in that direction. Not too many Burger Kings Feature a roller coaster on the roof. There's a Ripley's. There's an upside down house just over there. I did a video walkthrough of that on a live stream, and I cut that up into a video you can find on the Johnny Stumbles channel. Pricing for these attractions is quite astronomical, but you can buy a package that I think gives you 5 of them for a somewhat reasonable price. I would just look up all that online before you come. This dinosaur adventure golf is pretty neat. Six attractions, adult $39. That gets you Zombie Attack, Movie Land, Wax Museum, Ghost Blasters Dark Ride, Toy Story 4D Ride, Carnival Chaos, and Dinosaur Mini Golf. I'd get one that includes the big wheel. That Timmy's can get quite lined up. Some of those attractions are in here. Ghost Blasters. Oh, it's called Toy Store, the ride, not Toy Story. It's a 4D ride simulator. There's a lot of haunted houses. And Dracula's Haunted Castle. The haunted house. Some of them are pretty good. And I have a video walking through Movie Land here over on my other channel, Johnny Stumbles. Oh, they added Taylor Swift. Wearing a Travis Kelce jersey.
Dear.
And down to the falls. And you can hear the roar of the falls. And there's a bridge there that heads into the US, and you can actually cross over as a pedestrian. And there's 3 unique sections to Niagara Falls: the American Falls, the Bridal Veil Falls, and the Horseshoe Falls. The American Falls being straight ahead of us. They were formed when melting glaciers created freshwater lakes known today as the Great Lakes. And there's a very large whirlpool just off to the east here. The American Falls straight ahead are around 70 to 110 feet in height. You could take a hornblower cruise. On the American side, that's the Maid of the Mist, and then it'll take you right up next to the Horseshoe Falls, which are off in the distance. But we'll go snag a view of the American Falls from this ledge right here. There's the Maid of the Mist boat. And that straight ahead is the observatory walkway where you would take to see the falls from the American side. Otherwise, you won't get much of a view of them. And that, or rather those, are the Bridal Veil Falls. And you can see all the rocks in front of the American Falls. At one point, they turned off the falls and they wanted to clear out all the rocks. Then scientists determined that's not a very good idea, as they were likely to lose the falls if they did that. Whoops, there are the Horseshoe Falls off in the distance. I guess we'll head over there. And there's an attraction down below called Journey Beneath the Falls, which is pretty neat. I have a video on the channel checking out that attraction. And in this tower is where you could go ziplining. And during the solar eclipse, a lot of my YouTuber friends came out here, as this was an area where you'd experience totality. But due to cloud cover, there wasn't a whole lot to see. We actually got a little bit more in Toronto. There's people loading onto the boat on the Canadian side. I've done that a number of times.
That was so fun.
First time I ever walked around and tried to make a video was of Niagara Falls back with an old GoPro Hero 7. There's the Skylon Tower straight ahead. There's also the Minolta Tower, which has been turned into a somewhat disappointing hotel. And a number of stunts have been performed over the years, including blindfolded attempts to walk a tightrope over the falls. People have attempted to go over it in a barrel, often with tragic consequences. And if you're wondering where the water goes, it goes into Lake Ontario, then into the St. Lawrence, and it flows out into the ocean. Well, the American Falls are pretty neat, and I guess the Bridal Veil Falls too. The Horseshoe Falls are the real star of the show. It's quite pleasant walking along here with just the thunder of the falls playing in the background. And this is why people have had trouble live streaming from here. That is not enough upstream. That's the Rogers 5G network. Let me see how Bell is doing. I might have to scratch the idea of a stream. All right, I need 6,000 or 7,000 kbps to upload, so it looks like Bell might work. There's someone striking a pose. And why not? So there's kind of two main areas to stay in Niagara Falls as a tourist. There's Clifton Hill, where we were. And there's this area around Fallsview Casino. There's less to do, but the hotels are a little nicer. And there's the New York side where there is very little to do. I don't know the etiquette on stepping in front of people taking a picture with a phone. I generally try to avoid them, but then you realize they're using a phone. They can just snap as many pictures as they want on a film camera. It seems inconsiderate. They brought a pizza. Now we're starting to get close to the star of Niagara Falls. This is also where you really start to feel the mist. There's Falls View Casino. I also have a video where I head up the Skylon Tower. If you stood here and didn't move for 10 minutes, I imagine you'd be soaking wet. With the view right alongside the Horseshoe Falls, where I'll be in a few minutes, is absolutely spectacular. There's a Hornblower Cruises boat going right into the belly of the beast. I think these falls go up to 180 feet. And they do restrict the flow of water over the day, or during the day, and particularly at night, as water is diverted to create hydroelectricity, and that also prevents the falls from receding. I think every year the falls recede about a foot or so, and if we didn't do that, they would continue carving their way all along the Niagara River. So this tourist attraction would no longer be such a Canadian thing. see the people at the journey beneath the falls down there in the yellow raincoats.
That's over here. Right up here.
It looks nice if you have a little.
Getting close to the money shot. There's the vernacular. And I'll take you up a hill over there. Saves you from a pretty nice hike. Crazy thinking what the first natives and then later explorers must have been thinking when they came across Niagara Falls. There's the Table Rock Center. There's not a great view from that spot. But the best view in the house is just up here, at least in my opinion. And there you go. And walk from some free parking over to Clifton Hill through the tourist area down to the Horseshoe Falls. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do on YouTube, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides. And there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. Anywho, it would be a shame if I finish this one off with a review of my mug. So back to the falls we go. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink.